Alright guys, welcome back to some Sherlock Holmes. We are right back where we left off, doing, I believe it's called the Abbey Grange Affair. So, we have to see if Toby can find
Come on,
this
Toby.
scent trail.
We need the best nose in the British Empire on this case.
Let me turn down my headset volume, shit's loud as fuck. But yeah, so, back where we left off. Maybe I should just turn down the audio a little bit, because I did notice that you guys can't really hear me too well in the videos. It's very, cut off by the dialogue in the game, so hopefully that'll work a little bit better. But, we'll see. Did I get him? Are you good to go, Toby?
I agree with you, Toby, that Watson's shoe is preferable to Mrs. Hudson's cold
I
cuts.
think I collected Toby, so now we just have to head back over to the Abbey Grange. Yeah, there's Toby. Look at that little... He's fucking scary looking. What is wrong with him? Jesus Christ, that's horrifying. That was absolutely horrifying, the way he looked. I wouldn't expect it to be.
Search, Toby.
Is he good at searching? Is he... Oh, we're Toby. What the shit? Okay. Sprint, Toby. Look how fucking little he is. Little fat fuck. Alright, so we gotta go out this door. Alright. I mean, the scent isn't gonna lie. You know what I mean? So wherever this leads us, this is gonna be a concrete evidence, you know? So, it does go up to this door and then
The
disappear,
intruders entered
and
the
then go
shed
back.
for some reason when they were making off with the silverware.
Interesting. Very interesting. And then it heads back in this direction. Pretty sure this is not how it works, by the way, where my dogs are trying to find scent. There's something at the bottom of the well. Maybe the murder weapon?
The scent leads to the well. I should check it.
Indeed you should, Sherlock. And then it looks like it may possibly lead off the estate itself. Yeah, it leads off the estate over this wall.
The intruder's trail is lost behind this wall. The criminals left the house through the French window. They walked to the shed, then across to the well, before fleeing by climbing over the wall. I wonder why they chose such a winding route.
I'm also curious on why they chose such a winding route. Let's check the well real quick. Examine. There's
There's something glittering at the bottom there, but how can I reach it? I need a hook.
A hook, you say? Alright, well, hopefully there's a hook or something over here in the shed. There's a hook.
This hook might be useful.
It is useful. You know we need it, you dumbass.
Small gardening tools, nothing of great interest. This old suitcase sounds hollow. It must be empty. Bags of seed. Some empty bags were recently moved.
Which is what is in the well. That's encasing whatever's inside the bag. So that makes sense, I guess, you know?
There's something...
How do I... Did I do something wrong? Oh. It's a different examine point now. Attach hook. Use. That's wild.
silverware. This is hardly a coincidence. The Brackenstall coat of arms. It appears that we have found the stolen silverware.
Because it wasn't stolen. But then you would think that the scent would lead Toby to the girls. So we're found, criminals identified. Robbery is confirmed as the motive of the crime. The criminals may have plans to return. No, it doesn't make sense. The robbery could have been imitated. That makes the most sense. Which leads to a domestic accident. I can just already condemn her. I'm not going to do that just yet because we don't have all the facts, but it's not looking good for her. We do need to perform an analysis. I forgot about that. We should have done that before. Let's actually do that because there's a chance that that will lead to more dialogue, and I don't want to talk to her and then go do the analysis and then have to go right back to her. So let's do the analysis first, and then we'll talk to her because, as I said, it could give us some new
Let us see how the rope was cut.
Dialogue options.
The fibers at the end of the rope are smoothly cut.
Like scissors.
Let us try to find out what tool was used to cut the rope.
Let's try scissors.
The fibers from this cut appear to be different.
Indeed. Could be a knife.
If I cut the rope with a knife, it matches the original.
Okay. So, sharp knife, knotted rope. Sailor background. The rope was cut once with a sharp knife and tied quickly in a sailor's knot. That could indicate the intruder had a sailor's background. Which could also tie into her it being a setup. Possibly. And just like a reason for her to kill him. So it didn't actually give us any new dialogue though. So we'll go talk to her. And then from there, if it doesn't give us like a new route to go down, I don't know what else to do. Because I didn't see anything else around the entire house. So I don't know. Oh wait, I can make more deductions? Oh. Acquaintance with the sailor. And then it would be poker blow. And then those would all lead to murderous visitors. She was murdered by the one person who was visiting that night. It was he who tied up Lady Backstraw. So then we would do that, and then we would be like, hey, just look for a sailor. Okay, so we do have a new route to go down. We do search for sailor suspects, which I don't even know how we would do that.
We found your silverware, Lady Brackenstall. It had not been taken very far.
Is that true? I am very thankful to you, Mr. Holmes.
Your ladyship?
Oh, that's it. That was all the dialogue. Who else can we talk to about it? And then we need to search the archives.
Oh, what a...
Teresa.
We found your mistress's silverware.
Oh, that's good news. You really are as clever as they say.
Indeed.
Indeed. There's still more dialogue.
Oh, what...
Maybe Lestrade. Tell him about the silverware. Yeah.
Inspector, I have recovered the stolen silverware.
You are a wizard, Mr. Holmes. And where is it?
In the garden well.
Excuse me?
Unique, isn't it?
Rather absurd. What is the point of stealing silverware and then throwing it down into a well?
Perhaps it was used as a temporary hiding place, or simply the thieves wanted to get rid of it. It is up to us to solve this mystery.
Okay, so maybe now... Yeah. Okay, so now we have to go search the archives. And I guess that'll give us a fucking sailor to talk to? I don't know. I don't know at this point. But I'm gonna assume that it's gonna give us a sailor to talk to. Rock of whatever, 1893. 1893. The boat carrier from London Line has returned from a 6-month voyage to India, New Zealand, and Australia. Ship brought to England, Miss Mary Fraser, the heiress of the Fraser family, owning land and tin mines in Australia. This reportedly beautiful young lady is essentially engaged to Sir Eustace Brackensall, one of the wealthiest men
Here it is.
in Kent. Okay. So is that
The
gonna give
shipping
us a
company,
deduction or
the
someone to talk
Adelaide
to?
Southampton London line, and its address. Interesting. It must be the place where they keep the records, including the one for the crew of the Rock of Gibraltar.
I think that if you pretend you're from Scotland Yard, they'll give it to you without any problems.
But I have another solution. I'll call in the specialist.
Yeah, I figured.
Wiggins, could you come upstairs, please?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
I need a register, my young friend. If you could borrow it, there will be half a guinea for every one of you. I need the crew list of the Rock of Gibraltar in 1893 and their current employment.
I'm straight on it, Mr. Holmes.
Do you really think they'll find it, Holmes?
My secret police is better than the Yard in many ways.
Only 3 hours. They're working.
Here it is, Mr. Holmes. But we can't take it back. It's too risky.
Put it on the table. I'll take care of it. Good work, young Wiggins.
Okay, right here.
This list shows the senior officers of the Rock of Gibraltar, on which Lady Brackenstall and her maid made their voyage. Lady Brackenstall does not know anyone in England. This must mean that someone on this list is our mysterious visitor. And these are the lists of the senior officers of the Adelaide Southampton London Line ships. Let us find out who was in London upon November the 7th.
Okay, so Mr. Charles W.
This list
Chill.
shows the senior...
Okay. Mr. W. Chill. Nope. Jack Crocker. Nope. Henry Southward.
This officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
Ernest J. Woods. Mr. Thomas Walker. Herbert Whittington. William Portledge. Nothing there. Next, Mr. Charles W. Chill.
This list shows... This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago.
Jack
He wasn't in London at the
Crocker.
time of the crime.
No Crocker. Ernest J. Woods. No. Thomas Walker. Herbert Whittington. William.
This officer was on a ship that sailed half a month ago. He wasn't in London at the time of the crime.
So he's marked off. Mr. Crocker. Right there.
Mr. Jack Crocker was in London upon the date of the crime,
Woods.
and he is due to depart in 2 days.
Okay. Ernest J. Woods is not on there. Thomas Walker. No. Herbert Whittington. No. One more. Ernest J. Woods. No. Thomas
This
Walker.
officer is still at sea, therefore he cannot be involved.
And Herbert Whittington.
This officer is still at sea, therefore
Leaves us
he
with
cannot be
2.
involved.
Leaves us with 2. Unless I missed Ernest J. Woods. It's not there. Oh, he's right
This
here.
officer is still at sea, therefore he
He's on the
cannot
first
be
page we
involved.
looked at. I just completely overlooked it.
Captain Jack Crocker is our mysterious visitor. He was the only one around at the time of the murder.
Okay, good deduction. Call Crocker to confront.
This Crocker, do you think...
It would be interesting to meet him. Our young friend should be able to find him. Wiggins, could you find a way to bring this Captain Crocker here to us?
Here? Holmes, that could be dangerous.
Who cares?
No problem, Mr. Holmes.
It's funny because people just disregard what Watson has to say entirely for everything.
Mr. Holmes, I was informed that you were looking for me, and I'd like to know why.
Yes, it is important that we talk. You will soon understand why.
Okay. He's a clear luck honest. So he's honest about things, that's good. He's a strong build, which is not so good in this case for him. He doesn't have anything on his hands, I guess. Does he have anything on his dick? No. Oh, there's something on his hand. Newspaper ink. So he likes newspapers. Clean boots. So clean that you can't even tell he has them on. They just match his pants perfectly. Oh, I'm tripping. And he has a sea knife. Boom. He's the murderer. We don't know that.
You are acquainted with Lady Mary Brackenstall, are you not?
Yes, I think I do remember her, from when I was first officer, but I still don't see...
It seems your relationship went beyond that of mere passenger and first officer.
How dare you?
Indeed, how reckless a feeling is love, particularly if one is prepared to commit a murder in its name.
Explain yourself this instant.
You are aware that the murder made the headlines of the morning press. You read the newspaper report, but to your dismay, found it much fabricated. Once you learned that I wanted to see you, you came straight away. You needed to know what I had found.
You... and what do you know?
That evening, you were with Lady Brackenstall, despite the danger.
I'm not afraid, Mr. Holmes. Besides, all of this is just guesswork.
You would be right if there was no evidence.
What then?
Lady Brackenstall was tied to a chair on the night of the murder. And it was you who tied her up.
You call that evidence?
Yes, as she was tied with a sailor's knot. Your handiwork.
So, it's a sailor who's done it. That proves nothing, Mr. Holmes. I'm not the only sailor in London right now. Your theory is flawed anyway. On the night of the murder, I was aboard the Sharp. I was supervising the repair of a porthole.
At night?
It was an emergency. There was a leak. You can ask the ship's carpenter. He can confirm.
I'm sure that he can.
Perfect. In that case, we have nothing more to talk about. Good evening, gentlemen.
Holmes, what should we do now? Would you like to check his alibi?
No. There is no doubt that these men will testify in his favor, and there will be no way to check.
So, what then?
So, we must work with what we have. We have all the puzzle pieces.
Okay.
Now I understand why you dice.
So I mean, we did it. We just have to guess. You found and utilize all clues in the case. Please proceed. Okay. I don't know though. My thing is that his thing said he was honest. So I don't think it was him. Like his look or whatever, it said that he was honest, his look. Deadly accident. Testimony match and push the Randall gang. They were blamed. We don't know. But who would do the sailor's knot? Is the thing. We'll do it. We'll do that. We'll see if that's right. I don't think it is. But we'll see if it's right. I don't think it's the Randall gang. I don't know. This is another case where I'm confused, to say the least. Because I don't think it was the Randall gang, because leaving the silver there is kind of just weird, right? Sailor's
Ladies, I
makes
know
me
the
think
full
that it's
story.
the sailor,
You
but
are both guilty, are you not?
Mr. Holmes, I can explain everything.
oh shit.
No, madam, he's bluffing.
It
She
is
just-
no
she
use.
just- she
Your
just-
husband was a violent man, a
Can I get
cruel
it first
man.
try?
Your argument last night ended tragically, with him stumbling and falling, fatally striking his head upon the fireplace grate. However, your mise en scène to divert suspicion was unnecessary. You should have admitted the truth.
The truth is often subjective, Mr. Holmes.
Not
Are you
to
saying
me.
that you did do it though?
What will
Like,
you
am I
tell
right?
Inspector Lestrade?
He will find nothing, as he handed the case over to me. Farewell, ladies.
Holy shit.
Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
Let's see if we were right. We weren't right. And I don't get it either because she like owned up to it. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a domestic accident. It could have been a setup, right? I think I just have to say that they were acquaintances. But then again, that puts it back towards the fucking sailor. And I don't think it's the sailor. We can put it as the gang real quick. And try that. But I don't think it's the gang. So robbery is the motive. Randall gang. 3 people. Poker blow. But I don't think it's the poker. So sorry about that. So I'm gonna do the rambles. I'm gonna do the Randalls. I don't think it is them, but we'll do it just because I do have to get like every choice or whatever in each case. So we'll do this. I'll just kind of skip through the words though, because I don't think it's the Randalls. So I'm just gonna skip through it because it's not canon anyway. It doesn't matter. because it's definitely not the Randalls.
Well, Inspector.
I'll say that with yeah, I knew that for sure. So it is the sailor, sadly, because I genuinely did not think it was the sailor. To me, it made no sense, especially when I did the deduction of his character. It said that he was honest. He seemed fairly honest, but I guess we're gonna have to just put him as the killer and see what happens. There is a chance that I'm missing something though, and it is a different choice. But we'll try the next one. So 2 people imitated robbery, blamed, and then it still could be poker blow, which would be murderous visitor, and then yeah, it would be acquainted with the sailor, and then it would be look for a sailor, of course, and then his involvement. So this would mean that he killed him with the poker blow, which I also don't think is the case, but I think we can do deadly accident and then do, oh no, this is just gonna go back straight to what we were doing, huh? Okay, so never mind. Acquainted with the sailor, poker blow. And that is going to lead to the sailor being the murderer, and this could, we're still going to absolve him, just because that is the moral choice we are going for throughout the story. We're trying to be a somewhat nice guy.
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Right away.
So I think this is the right choice, though. This case was super
Why
short,
did you
by the
make
way.
me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
I thought it was going to be over.
It is over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife.
See, I didn't
the
think about
knots were
any of
sailors'
that.
knots, and not least the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow.
I knew.
And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London.
See, I thought he was honest,
because
though.
you love
I did
her.
that all purely based off of his character.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell
It's
us
true.
the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I regret nothing. I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear, and it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
I'm spamming X. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
Vox populi, vox dei. You are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes,
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night.
Okay, so we did figure it out this time.
Inspector, I'm
I
afraid
don't
that
know
the
why I didn't think
murderers
that
have
was-
escaped.
Okay.
What?
I mentioned the murder.
Okay, so yeah, that's the same dialogue from before right there. And there it is. So, we did it. Got a trophy for finishing the case. That was a super, super short case, too. Like, that case was significantly shorter than all the other ones. Still want to say the one before that was my favorite. The one with all the Roman baths or whatever. I still prefer that one the most. It goes that, the train, then the first one, then that one. Then that one we just did. See if this one's any better.
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
What? Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
They're domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides, you'll need a helping hand with the flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
Sorry about that, I was getting a drink real quick. I'm just trying to make sure we're staying on this. So, there's only 4 people in this one and then 3 in the last case. Yeah, we're doing good. Found stolen plans from last expedition. Okay, go fuck yourself. I've been drinking these new energy drinks called Alani. This one's called Cosmic Stardust. It's pretty good. It's like a I can't really tell actually. It's one of those weird fruits. It's like pomegranate or just one of those weird fruits. I want to say pomegranate, but I could be wrong. I just know it's called Cosmic Stardust. I guess I could probably Google it, huh? Let me see. So I can tell you guys what it is.
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I guess it's supposed to be grapes and strawberries. Really? I guess that is kind of a grape flavor. I never know when it comes to grape things because grape flavored things never taste like grapes. You know what I mean? So 90% of the time I hate grape flavored things. But this is quite good. I think it reminds me more like pomegranate type stuff than actual grapes. But, yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't think it was grape and strawberries though. That's fucking weird. I don't know why.
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson. We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favour for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens, and that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
They were rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No, but I would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
So it's someone on the property, or someone who works there at least for sure. Because
Here it is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The 2 of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences.
I don't think he's...
We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house?
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the colonial collection. He suffered a heart attack. Just like that. So suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve.
It's really so sudden.
That's the room next to the
Usually
front
when
of
you
the
get a
large
heart
greenhouse.
attack, you like shit.
Of course, we
don't fucking
understand.
Exercise. Okay. So,
The plants were here. All of them were stolen.
Do not touch.
so the plant
Here is
list,
a list of the stolen plants.
It's a pretty decent plant, I guess. I don't know. Okay, very interesting.
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead.
This isn't a part of the case, but okay.
The traces are thinner in some places.
It's probably where he fucking slid.
These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. Fragments,
Soil.
dirt.
It should have come from a flower pot.
Doesn't really look like dirt.
The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
So a pot fell. That's what you determined.
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
You're fucking stupid.
The door was smashed at shoulder height.
That's where he fell.
This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
Because it fucking broke. Broken.
The esconson was breached near the handle.
That makes sense because of
The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced. This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
Yeah, his fucking
Loud.
dad.
Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash, most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
How is any of it suspicious? He just told you that his fucking dad died. No, that's not the first thing that happened. The first thing that happened was he broke the door, knocked over the pot, and then fell and died. I was right.
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked. Was it an accident, or a murder then, I wonder? I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
Very strange. Half of the Colonial Collection is absent. The smell is strong. It is a detergent.
So someone cleaned right there. He was murdered.
This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture.
So now we have a murder to solve.
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
I don't know why the fuck that matters. Oh, wait, I guess there's something to find?
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly cleaned.
Which could either be a cover-up, from an autopsy, the death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door to the Colonial Collection Room? Why had someone cleaned and emptied the room? Was it a trap or a simple accident? So we have to perform an autopsy now, because that is leading into this, I guess.
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
British India, Calcutta, New Zealand, Malacca, Singapore, the Cape Colony. I don't think there's anything else in here. Oh, right there.
According to this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
I mean, that's fairly standard, I would assume. So we gotta search our archives and do an autopsy. Because I don't think there's really anything else for us to do here.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Shut the fuck up, Watson.
According to this, they have...
So this is a whole different section of the fucking building. But none of that is under investigation at the moment.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Yeah, did you murder your father? No, because he's the one who told us about it, you know? I don't think he's the murderer. Do your character portrait. Red eyes, wept recently, consumed by grief. Shaving cut. Or was he punched in the face? Or something. Clean hands. Why are your hands so clean, little bitch?
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only, for I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my
Well,
strongest
Watson,
suit, there are
stop
people
eating
who
his
say that I
ass.
could be a good manager.
I don't know
Thank you,
why
young man.
Watson's trying to eat
We
his
shall see
ass.
you again soon.
So this leads out of the building, right? Okay. So before we do that, let's go the other way, the opposite way. I mean, I'm gonna assume the guys outside, cause I just want to do their character things real quick. But I also want to see if there's anything on this side of the building. So there's a whole nother house back here as well, and this is all cactus. Oh. Pots.
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes. The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Intriguing. Okay.
Dry tropic.
And this leads out of the building. Yep.
There is a smell of burning.
Oh, what the fuck? Fireplace, broken pot.
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens. The remains of a picture frame. A protective mask. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the Colonial Collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material. A broom handle was half burned. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
Interesting. Well, I don't think anyone stole them. I think they're over there burning. So, that is something worth noting.
Colonial Collection. Dry water reserve. Nest. Sea. Ventilation.
Oh wait,
Let's go to...
Shut the fuck up, Watson. There's more.
Director.
Now that's it?
How?
Okay. Let's head over the ventilation system and look at that. Because we can interact with the vent, which means there's something.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation.
Okay, so it's an object of interest.
A water tank.
Okay. So it's an object of interest. It's going to come up later for sure.
Seed. Locked.
The autopsy is going to show us a lot of things, but it's worth looking at everything on the property first before doing the autopsy. So that can give us a little bit of an insight to things. Let's see if it's unlocked from this side. So something's in the seed house. Let's go into the nursery.
Locked.
Also locked. So either they have nothing to do with the crime, or someone's trying to hide something. Could be either one, really. I'm gonna assume that's locked from this side too. Yeah. It's always worth checking though if it's locked from the other side, because games are weird. Sometimes.
Locked.
Fucking cunt. Is this one locked?
Locked.
Go fuck yourself, Holmes. Nothing. Alright, let's talk to this guy and then we'll go do the autopsy. Monsieur Martin. Alright, let's see. So he's blind as a fucking bat. That's obvious. Myopic and expensive glasses, okay. He's dirty collars, which makes sense, as he works with plants. Unmarried, so he's depressed, okay. Could have easily murdered somebody. And he has gardener's hands, which also makes sense, because he's a fucking gardener.
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn. the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Let's go over here and talk to the son real quick and see if he'll unlock the doors.
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
Alright, shut the fuck up. Okay, so in terms of evidence, we have some stuff to search the archives for. So, I mean, that was kind of to be expected, though. So let's go. We'll do the autopsy, then we will do the autopsy, then we will do the archives. Because then, remember, we're not here to solve the murder. We are here to find the missing plants, which are probably fucking burnt. But we'll see. I mean, there's a fucking pile of plants and shit burning, though, so.
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy, then.
I didn't need Watson to tell me that. I came here to do said autopsy. So, let's look at his personal belongings real quick. So, he
This
had
watch
a
is of
on
great
him.
value.
Okay. He had a club card.
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
Don't know what that is, to be quite frank.
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
Okay. And then a letter. To Mr. F. Wayne, Director of Wayne & Sons Printing Company. My friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Kew Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the staff. My name alone will be sufficient. We'll take. That's kind of pointing now towards the main gardener guy, just because maybe he was jealous, maybe he wanted recognition for his work. You know, things of that nature.
First of all, let us carry out an external examination.
Alright.
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination, so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
Okay. His face, very funny looking.
There is an injury to the skull, most probably caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse.
Indeed.
The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal. The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Could have been poisoned, question mark.
No redness, stings, or bruises.
Left arm.
Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal organs.
Watson is gonna cut him open and tell us what he... Oh, my god. Okay. So lungs.
The lungs are congested and edematous. The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
Damn, just put all his... Okay.
The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
Which means that it was, in fact, not a heart attack?
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs.
Which means it was not a heart attack.
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver tissue is brown. There are no visible pathological signs.
So your liver seems fine, man. Your stomach... Shit, that's
The
just
stomach
shouldn't be
tissues
green,
show
right?
no visible pathological signs.
Oh, okay, I guess it is supposed to be green.
There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
Okay.
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning. Plant poisoning, to be more exact.
So
You mean...
Yes,
it was
it is murder.
Not.
We should inform Lestrade.
Well, I guess technically it could
Yes,
be like
but
a
do
suicide
remember,
thing, but-
Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
The challenge, Holmes?
We need to locate that deadly plant. Such a perfect murder appeals to me.
Murder of any kind appeals to you. Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, it is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
He has such a morbid mind. It's great. So poisoning. He was trapped. Boom. This is our first clue. Dunn was poisoned after being trapped in the Colonial Collection Room by the killer. Montague Dunn was affected by inhaling a virulent poison, which we know. That's a fact. So it's definitely poisoned. That's where I'm gonna end this episode, though. So next episode, well, we'll start by going to the archives and looking at all those, and then we will go and question everybody and do the staff buildings and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment. If you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys want to see on the channel in the future. And I will see you guys very soon in the next one. Stay safe out there, and peace out, guys.